Hey, how's it going? Adjusting this camera real quick. What a great day it is. The windows are open. It's beautiful outside. People are on the lake. Did you think it was summer? So, I made some pre-made, but I'm not going to show you those. I shredded my own cheese today, you guys. You would be proud of me. I don't normally do that. Normally I take it out of a bag, but no apron needed today. So don't get on here and ask me where my apron is. So this recipe calls for 3 different kinds of cheeses. So I've been looking and searching for a cracker recipe. And I've made one before that I wasn't too crazy about. It had almond flour in it and some cheese and whatnot, and it wasn't the best. So this is everything but bagel seasoning chips or crackers. So I cooked them in the oven on 350. The recipe is there for you. And as you hop on, say hey, let me know you're there. And share this out, of course. We always talk about this. Share to keto groups, food groups, low carb groups, whatever. Hi, Jennifer. Yes, they're very good. But they're not 100% a cracker. They're more like a chip. And so they're not exactly what I'm looking for, but they're going to work. So I pre-made some, and I'm going to show you real quick. So it's just 350 for about 10 minutes, depending on your oven. Mine took right around 10 to 12 minutes, but I wanted them really crisp. So it really will depend on your oven and how you want them. So, okay, so in here is a half a cup. I'm going to tell you what measurements are here, but the recipe is a full. This is a half. So a half of cheddar cheese and a quarter of Parmesan. Hi, Linz. And then a half of mozzarella. And that's it, besides the seasoning. And then you put in 2 tablespoons of, 1 tablespoon inside. And then I just used my hands. You know, I just made sure I washed them first, of course. And then just mixed them all up. Kind of make sure you get that seasoning all over. And then you're going to use more of that everything but bagel seasoning on the top. Right as you're pulling them out. They're kind of still soft. And then you just put the seasoning right on top. And I'll show you the finished product here in a minute. But I just made sure that that seasoning was all the way through it. So kind of just like that. See how you can see the seasoning? And then I use these silicone trays, which work great for this kind of stuff. And I used to make these cheese chips all the time because my addiction has always been chips. So I was on the search for something that reminded me of chips, and these are pretty darn good. I was looking for a cracker recipe when I decided to do this today, but I'm not 100% convinced that this is really a cracker. I'm struggling with that, you guys. I'd like a nice little cracker. I found some almond flour crackers at Costco, which the carb count in is pretty low, but I'd like to be able to cook one for you guys, you know? So as you're hopping on, are you low carb? Are you keto? Hi, Kentucky. Hi, Lori. I love this you being home because then you're on here with me. That's great. So I just put them in little balls here and I flattened them out. That was one of the things that kind of helped them be more cracker-ish by flattening them and make sure they're not too thick. And then that one's going to be kind of big. You guys see those okay? And then you just pop them in your oven at 350. There's a lot of seasoning in here, so I'm going to make sure. There. Yum. Okay, let's pop them in the oven, and I'll show you the product. Okay, so this is how they came out. See that? And then I pulled some salsa out of the fridge, but they're very crisp. So with salsa on them or something on them, see how they sound? Can you hear them? So they're pretty crispy. They're not as crisp as I would like, but if I would go any longer, they would be burnt. So, they're perfect. And they're so good. Hi, Esther. I was just telling them that this isn't 100% a cracker. Are they really salty? No, not at all. Not salty at all. This seasoning, this is backwards, and I'm sorry, but it's everything but bagel seasoning, and you get it from Trader Joe's here. Aldi's or whatever is, I think, the store back east. So, it isn't got a lot of salt in it, so you'll be okay with that. You could add more if you wanted to, but it's just a little bit cheesy. Longer at a lower temp. Yeah, you could do that. I think that it's more like a cheese cracker or a cheese chip than a cracker. So it's not exactly, I mean, it's delicious and it'll work for your craving of chips, but it is not. So yeah, you could go maybe like a 200 for a little bit longer because these outsides are perfect. See how that's real crispy? I mean, that picks up that salsa perfect. I don't know if you can hear me, but it's crunch, 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 crunch. So you can't make like nachos out of them or anything like that. But for a little bit of a crunch, yeah, I love cheese too. I have found that seasoning at Walmart. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, we always buy ours at Trader Joe's. And I have cooked bagels and put them on top. So good. So that's it, you guys. So this is pretty much what they look like. And they're not flimsy at all, see? They're pretty breakable. That middle part is a little bit still gooey, but not soft. So if I cook that just a little bit longer to get this brownness through the whole thing, I think then they would be like crack. I was just kind of afraid. I didn't want to burn them. My thought was, I'm going live in like 10 minutes. I can't burn these. I know. I'm struggling with finding a good cracker, but these are so good. So maybe I'm going to give up. I don't know. But no, not salty. I think that they're good. Really good. Okay, share this out. And tomorrow we're working out at 6:30 a.m. my time. So that's Pacific, so I don't know where you're at, but please join me because it's going to be early. And it used to not be early. That used to be, I was already at work for an hour. But now with this shutdown, I've been kind of sleeping in. So 6:30 is now early. All right, you guys, I love and appreciate you. And I hope that you all tried these chips because they're good. And it's up there in the comments above. And if you find a better chip recipe and you want me to make it, send it to me. And I'll make it for you because I'm always looking for something with a little more crunch. So maybe this batch I'll cook longer and see what happens. All right? Mwah. Bye, guys.